Today, our world is facing a major challenge from climate change. Its impacts are ongoing and far-reaching, affecting ecosystems, natural resources, and human livelihoods in ways never seen before. To tackle this effectively, the global community must work together under the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change, UNFCCC, to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to levels that are safe for both people and the planet. The Paris Agreement emphasizes the need for all countries to cooperate to keep global temperature rise below 2 degrees Celsius by reducing emissions, while also adapting through each country's nationally determined contributions, NDCs, and National Adaptation Plans, NAPs. However, although these national plans exist, top-down implementation often prevents them from reaching and addressing the needs of local communities, particularly indigenous communities, who are vulnerable and have limited access to government support.
I've never heard of the National Adaptation Plan, NAP, before and don't know anything about it, but I would like to learn.
I've never come across the National Adaptation Plan before.
I haven't heard of it yet, but I want to learn. I don't know or have heard of NP yet, but I would like to learn.
Although indigenous communities live in harmony with nature through simple and balanced lifestyles, the impacts of global warming have hit them disproportionately hard and unfairly. Climate change has led to shifting seasons, fluctuating temperatures, and increasingly severe storms. These disruptions have affected agricultural production and food sources, through floods or droughts, resulting in reduced food security. The quality of life and health of the population has declined, especially among vulnerable groups such as young children, women, the elderly, and people with disabilities.
In the past, we didn't have mosquitoes. But now, with changing conditions, their numbers have really gone up, and that brings more diseases. Farming has changed too. Whether it's rice, gardens, or other crops, we're seeing a lot more insect infestations. Before, we never needed pesticides. But these days, if we don't spray, the rice gets sick and dies.
Global warming has really affected the villagers. Some years, it's so dry that paddy fields become unusable. But this year, there's been too much rain, too much water. Some vegetables won't even grow because they don't get enough sunlight.
Lately, we've started seeing landslides and droughts. The worst was probably in 2009, when there was a big fire. We had to work really hard during that time.
One of the main risks we see is the decline in the diversity of seed varieties.
Many crops previously grown in rotational farms are disappearing. Right now, each watershed group is planning to gather information about this issue.
The impacts of global warming are growing day by day. When it comes to disaster-prone areas, there are two communities, Village Number 6 and Village Number 15. For Village 6, Pa Kaim Khao, we've already relocated the residents to a new settlement.
To address climate change, the Highland Conservation Group in Chom Thong District, known as HNCC, has launched a pilot project to study the impacts of global warming. The initiative includes assessing the condition of soil, water, forests, and food sources in order to develop adaptation plans that meet community needs and respond effectively to the changing situation. We're restoring forests and watersheds, planting food crops for wildlife, and preserving native seed varieties. We've also built fire breaks and continue to honor the sacredness of the forest through traditional beliefs and rituals. These practices reflect our community's way of life, alongside the use of modern knowledge. This community's self-management does not rely solely on local knowledge and wisdom, traditional customs, and participation to build long-term food security. It also requires coordination with external supporting agencies to enable the community to continue advancing on its own.
We have projects that support communities by providing knowledge and raising awareness among villagers. For example, our Mae Klang, Maya, Mae Pon watershed networks already have a well-established committee in place. This allows them to propose plans either through the committee or directly from the community to the municipality. Each year, we conduct village-level community planning. If possible, we would like each village to include a specific plan that addresses disasters and risks associated with climate change as one of the key priorities.
Supporting community-led approaches not only strengthens the community but also enhances its resilience. In order to effectively respond to climate change and move forward with stability and sustainable development, it cannot be achieved by any one individual or organization alone. Participation is the key that enables us to move forward together, no matter what challenges we face.